Hey, what's going on everybody? It's TJ Sketch and welcome back to the channel. I just recently got back from the Portland Retro Expo and dude, had a fucking awesome time. Found some pretty cool stuff. A lot of stuff was a little more expensive this year, I guess you could say. And but there was like tons more people at the convention this time. This is my first time back since 2017 and dude, honestly, it seems like that convention gets bigger and bigger every year. It was sweet. I got to play a lot of pinball, a lot of arcade cabinets. Didn't really mess around so much in the console gaming parts, but I did watch some stuff that was going on. That was pretty sweet. Let's see. Saw the last 15 minutes of the Angry Video Game Nerds panel on Saturday, I think it was. Like, time goes by so fast, man. And saw Pat the NES Punk and his podcast with the NCU podcast, and also caught Matt McMuscles, which was fucking hilarious. So all in all, the trip was pretty cool. Found a lot of Master System stuff and a couple SNES and NES games, so nothing too crazy, and a couple Game Boy Advance games. But I actually want to talk about the trip out there because this is actually pretty fucking hilarious, man. So the way my flight itinerary ended up, I had a total of 5 flights, and 3 of which were on the airline Frontier. And I don't know if you've ever flown Frontier before, but this airline is they got a very checkered record, I guess you could say. And goodness gracious, pretty much like from the rip, like going from Jacksonville to Chicago, everything was fine. Like, I paid for carry-on stuff, and I'll get to how this whole thing worked out in just a moment. And everything seemed fine, like going from Jacksonville to Chicago, even though I didn't realize I was going to Chicago. So I had brought a skateboard about my carry-on bag, and I brought my skateboard with me because I was going to try skate, check out Burnside, Glen Haven, and I was going to check out a new place that I hadn't been to before, Commonwealth. But all those plans very, very quickly got unmade because when I go up to the window and have a little carry-on thing, I guess I'm like one of the first people to board, was like, that part's tight. But kicker was, like, I go to walk through the turnstile to go to the gate, and it's like, oh, you have to gate check that. It's like, what? It's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I have like a backpack and this board. Like, I have carry-ons for both. Like, carry-on in my one hand being the skateboard, and personal item on my back, which is my backpack. And it's like, no, you have to gate check it. It's like, I paid to carry on, but I mean, this is your airline, so fuck it, whatever. So I put my board down in Jacksonville. I see it once more when we get to Chicago as we get ready to board and go to Denver at this point, which will be the second, I guess, the third airport I would have been to that day. And I remember I saw my board like coming out of the airport going to Chicago, and I did not see it in Denver after that. I had about like a 4.5 hour delay because I guess something went wrong with the plane, which I know these things happen, so I'm not really going to hold that against the airline itself, but it was just one thing after the other. And also the seats on Frontier are incredibly tiny, and the little tray table is like the size of about maybe half a MacBook. And what else? Oh yeah, and they charge for everything, including, well, actually no, I think the water was free, but literally everything else was. Everything else cost money, is what I'm trying to say. And so I get to Portland, I go to the gate, because it says on my little ticket to get it at your final destination, which I was at, which is Portland, Oregon. And I go to the gate, they're like, yeah, do you have my board here? They're like, no, you have to get it from the carousel. It's like, oh shit, here we go again. And go down to the carousel, wait for 2 revolutions of it all the way through. My shit ain't there, besides what I have on my back and on my person, which is the important things, thankfully. But I talked to the lady at the front desk for Frontier. She's like, yeah, this kind of thing happens a lot, which I can't shock her, I know. But she was super cool. I just gave her the information of the place I was staying, and about 2.5 days later, my board shows up at the hotel. But by that point, like, the expo was already like in full swing. So I as much as I wanted to skate, I did not get the chance to skate, which is all right. But even still, it's a funny story. And another thing too. Just for a heads up for people, if you're ever checking into hotels anywhere in this grand country that's the United States, if you check in somewhere and it says they have to lock the doors after a certain time, especially if it's after dark, you might be in the hood, homie. it might be dressed up as a slightly nicer hood, but you in the hood. And the hotel, the first one I ever stayed at in 2014 on the first trip to Portland, I stayed out there again. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go back to that one hotel. Like, not knowing that a lot of things had changed. Like the rooms are nice, like the rooms were huge, but also ooh wee, like that is the HOOD, the hood. Oh my god. But aside from all that, man, like the trip was fucking awesome. Got to see a lot of cool stuff. Like also got to see a bunch of homies that I have not seen in forever, and got to play like pretty much played like fucking pinball and like arcade games, literally until my hands were cramping and like almost like blistering thumbs basically. But putting up high scores in those pinballs. So holler at your boy. I'm coming for the arcades. Coming to an arcade near you one of these days, because definitely got me in the mood to travel a lot more. And all in all, yeah, Portland was a smash, man. I didn't get a chance to go to Santeria this time, which I was a little bit bummed about. But also, like, it seemed like from the second I got off the plane, like time was on warp speed, and everything was just go go go. But that was not necessarily a bad thing. And just a little quick update. I know we've been kind of dormant on the channel for a little bit. That's why I did so many like just like dropped like a whole little I can't even think of the word, mass upload, sort of, so to speak. I just dropped, or batch upload, there you go. But we got some shit coming on the channel relatively soon. I just have a lot of schoolwork to do, so I'm playing catch up. But also we'll be playing catch up with the channel as well. There'll be a Strikers 1945 review coming out real soon for the PS1. And we're probably going to talk about all the stuff with Activision, Blizzard, and Ubisoft, and Bethesda, because oof, there's a lot of meat on that bone to pick away at. So we will get into that at some point soon. But I just want to thank you guys again for hanging in there and supporting your boy. And just stay tuned. There's going to be some cool shit going down. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.